Smokey, and today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for the track Farm 14. But before we get into today's video, make sure you go down there for me and smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. In this video, I'm going to be going over a bunch of techniques and trouble spots on this track. Also, I've just launched my Moto Gamer merch. I'm going to link that down in the description as well. I'll be wearing it on the webcam today. It says Moto Gamer, so make sure you check that out as well. But on that note, let's get into today's video. So we're out here at Farm 14. I have my controller overlay up there so you can see, just what's going on my controls. I also have a video on how I have my controller set up. So if you're watching this video now and we don't have the same controller set up, the controller overlay is not going to do you any good. So make sure you go check that out. I'll link that up in the video as well. But this is Farm 14, and I'm just going to go over a few little trouble spots that I've seen people post and on the Discord and the Facebook community. And there's just a few little basic techniques that are really good and to use. And one of them is just using your engine braking when you're coming into corners. A lot of people, like, I'll stop right here so you can see my controller. So I'm going to stop right here, so you can see I'm using my front brake, back brake. But what I do a lot is I will just downshift coming into corners. I might touch the front brake just a little bit, but I mainly use the engine braking when coming into these corners. More on supercross style tracks, that's when I'll use my front brake just a little bit more, but I really use the whole technique with just the engine braking. So that's really an important thing to notice when you're watching this video. I'm going to spend a few laps and just let you kind of watch the controller up there and maybe go over. There's a section in the back over here where I just see guys flying over the handlebars like every single lap, which is really funny when you've been playing the game for a while. But one of the techniques that I'm going to do is just the pulling up on the bike, and you can see right there with my controls what I'm doing. Basically, my left stick is going down, my right stick is going up, and I'm pulling the bike towards me. And that technique is super important. So you're going to want to know how to do that. You're going to want to have your controller mapped just like mine. But just this little section in the back before the little double, it is pretty key to hitting that right every single time. So we'll see. We'll get back there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And keep in mind, you'll see that I do use some brakes, but it's mainly just a little engine braking coming through. Here we go. This is the section everyone always dies at. And you can see where I just pulled up just a little bit. That was actually kind of squirrely. It's a little squirrelier than I would have liked to have shown you. But we're just getting out on the track. So we're back around again, and I'm just going to go over that little double one more time so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing on the sticks. And again, it's a very subtle movement. A lot of people think you got to be like just yanking your sticks around and hey, but they're very subtle movements. You can see sometimes I'm rarely even moving my right stick. All right, so one more time. So it's a very smooth technique, you know, it's not anything crazy. And just like on that little triple up, didn't really have enough speed, but I literally just pulled the bike. Um, and so that technique is super, super helpful on any track, especially when you go to big, rough, sandy tracks like Lommel and La and just any track that gets really big, choppy bumps. This technique um, really does help. And it really helps when you want to kind of throw it sideways. Pretty cool. Just stand it up all through there. Just pull up a little bit. Perfectly on the backside. And we're just kind of cruising around. Just keep an eye on the sticks. And this is just me trying to be smooth on the track, not going bananas, not really charging the corners. Just smooth on the gas. You can actually see how much I use that little pull-up technique. And it's a lot more than you would think. Another little section that I wanted to show you guys that I always see people making mistakes on, especially when I join a public lobby, is right after the finish line triple. You have that little double, and then right after the double, you land and you make that kind of off camera left-handed sweeper up to that little uphill double, and then you have that little roller into the little tight right-handed corner right there. And I always see people going down right there, and it's because they're trying to rush it too much. And um, one really important technique is just making sure you're set up for the corner before you even get in there. You know, like slow coming in and then rolling on the gas. It's really, so we're gonna come in, a little downshift, and it's really just a roll. I mean, there's not much to it. We'll go back one more time and I'll show you. I didn't really push that hard that time. And you see when I come in, I carry a lot of momentum, but I just don't throw the gas on. You know, it's more of a roll. You know, you kind of roll on the gas. And I'm hoping that this controller overlay up here is really helping you guys, because I've been asked a lot in the comments of these videos, hey, put a controller overlay on. So we're here at another part of the track that I think that I've noticed a lot of people in public lobbies having a hard time with, and they're always fishtailing, they're always getting hucked off their bike, and this is right after, here we'll just come over here, right after you do this back section, you're coming back up to the front of the track. You have this little section right here where you have the tabletop, and then you have this uphill triple, and this section right here is always given people like a hard time. I literally see people crashing right there almost every single lap, and you can see I, I made it look easy because it is an easy section, but if you don't have the right technique coming into it, it's gonna bite you every single time. And one other thing is that I notice a lot of people sitting down like all the time in this game, and and that's just not the technique that you're supposed to do. If you ever go back and watch a replay, you look like a goober out there. It doesn't look good, and it actually doesn't really help. So um, there might be some sections where you don't have time to stand up, and you want to sit down so you can get ready for a corner, but you want to stand up a lot more than you actually think. And we're just gonna go back and we'll do this section one more time, but hopefully this video is actually helping you guys, and the controller overlay again is a big help. But these three sections on the track are the ones that I wanted to touch on, because I've noticed just with like the comments, and again like in the Facebook community, these are the sections that people are struggling with. So what I'm kind of doing is I'm going to kind of come out wide and then sweep in and just kind of lift up on the sticks. I mean, it's subtle. Subtlety is king in MX bikes. Just with the movement of the sticks. But we're going to do that one more time just to kind of show you just that section and maybe get a better idea. So come in a little bit up on the sticks. And you can just see right there, like, just from knowing how the bike works and everything like that, is that I could have probably gone down 2 or 3 times right there, but just the subtlety of the sticks is really what helps. And again, I do have a controller set up. I'm pretty sure I linked it up in the video earlier, but I'll leave it down in the description as well. It's just the MX Bikes controller setup video that I have. But Farm 14 is a great track for people starting out in this game. But I mean, there are way more technical tracks to play, but you'll get into those the more seat time you get in the game. So again, guys, I appreciate the support on the channel. I hope this video helps. And if you haven't already, go down, smash that like button for me down at the bottom. And if you're new to the channel, new to the TKO SMOKEY YouTube page, please consider subscribing. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we are getting so close. So I really appreciate the support. And guys, if you have any more questions in the comments, any suggestions with future videos, just drop them down in the comments. Again, I honestly, I love reading through the comments and seeing what you guys have to say. But that's going to be the end of this video. And until the next one, guys, I'll see you next time.